All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So a huge game, right? Obviously this week, the Jets, the Buffalo Bills, MetLife Stadium, primetime Monday night. Buffalo, 2-game losing streak, still sitting in first place in the division at 3-2. The New York Jets, obviously, they have been the talk of the week, firing Robert Saleh, promoting Jeff Ulbrich to interim head coach. The winner of this game jumps to first place in the division, right? Despite all the confusion, despite all the losses, right? Not only just from the Jets side, but from the Bills side, right? Everything that has gone on this season, first place is like looking the Jets right in their face. They just have to go out and attack it, right? Go out and grab it. Now, what's interesting about this game, right? The elephant in the room here, Jeff Ulbrich is the new head coach. Will the game preparation, will the play calling maybe look a little bit different, right? I'm expecting, and actually a quick little side note, the Jets are going to be rocking the old school retro jerseys, right? The ones that I grew up with. I'm really excited. I love these things. I think it's going to be really cool, kind of like starting like this mini new era under Jeff Ulbrich. But in any case, Woody Johnson obviously made the move to fire Saleh and promote Ulbrich, and his reasoning was that he feels as though the team needs a spark and that potentially Saleh not necessarily lost the locker room, but his message just ran dry. And when that happens, it's really hard to rebound. I mean, we saw that exact situation happen with Todd Bowles, right, towards the tail end of the Todd Bowles era. It just looked weird, right? It didn't look like everybody was fully bought in, and it just felt like it was time for a change. So that's Woody's standpoint, right? That's why he went out and made the move. Now, will this Jets team look improved? That's still up in the air, right? Only time will tell, because we don't necessarily know. This isn't one of those situations where, oh, the Jets have, they've promoted someone to interim head coach, and he's actually been a head coach before for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. We have no clue how Jeff Ulbrich likes to run a team. Now, what I'm expecting is this football team to fly around. I think there is going to be a renewed sense of energy. I think a lot of players, and I've talked a little bit about this on previous videos, but I think a lot of these players are going to be playing like how Quincy Williams plays every down, fast, flying around, flock to the football, whistle to whistle, play just down after down after down, do or die type of mentality. I want to see that from everybody on defense, offense, and special teams. Again, will we see that? I don't know. That's just my guess, right? Ulbrich is respected. Players like Jeff Ulbrich. So the Bills are coming to MetLife, and you got to imagine, the message in the Bills locker room is this is a get right game. This is an opportunity to go out in an away environment, MetLife Stadium, and to try to, again, just kind of reclaim that first place crown within the AFC East, get back on track. The Buffalo Bills are a really good football team, right? I mean, you look at the offensive numbers, they are number 3 in points. They're the 7th best team in the red zone. They're 2nd in football in touchdowns. They're the best team on 4th downs, and they're also a top 5 team in penalties. In other words, they don't get penalized. They don't beat themselves there. And also, I think the most alarming stat from my end, right, as a Jet fan looking in, it's the Buffalo Bills are the best team in turnovers. They don't turn the ball over on the offensive side of the football, and that's one of Josh Allen's kind of kryptonites throughout the years. It's just the turnovers. If he could just get over the stupid hero ball kind of mentality, the Buffalo Bills offense would look a lot better. And we're seeing that this season. Points, red zone, 4th down, right? It's a very efficient offense. Now, the defense, on the other hand, they haven't really looked as good as, in recent years. And this was, I would say, expected. They lost so many players and, so many veterans, so many guys that have played so much football. It's still a good defense. You also throw on top of it that they have a bunch of injuries, right? Matt Milano and, Bernard has missed a lot of time. But they've had some, younger guys step up, the Cam Lewises of the world. And, I think Sean McDermott has a good system, on the defense side of the football. It's just a matter of getting healthy and getting experience for some of these younger guys. It doesn't look like Von Miller's going to play, which is going to be huge for the Jets, obviously, because we've really struggled to protect Rodgers, especially in these last 2 weeks. So, if the Bills want to, not have as many pass rushers out there, I will take that every single day of the week. But what I'm envisioning for this game, how I feel as though it's going to play out, I think Sean McDermott is going to be blitzing a lot. I think he's seen the blueprint that Denver laid out, that Minnesota laid out. If you can get to Rodgers, not only are you just going to have success, Right now, the Jets are ranked 27th in football in protecting pass protection, sacked 9 times, and has had 21 quarterback hits in the last 2 games alone. Both games, Rodgers has came up limping in the fourth quarter. I think Sean McDermott is going to roll out and do that same exact thing, right? We're going to blitz early. We're going to try to get this team and force them into 3rd and longs and try to affect the quarterback. What's the Jets' counter? In my opinion, you know what? New voice, new head coach here, Jeff Ulbrich. I think based off of matchups, based off of recent play, I think this is the game that Braylon Allen goes off. I think if you look at the Buffalo Bills defense, their weak spot is run defense. It's run deep, right? Derrick Henry, he completely just ripped apart the Bills defense. I feel like this has been a weak point in McDermott's defense, even dating back to last season. And by the way, Babbage is actually calling the defense. It's not McDermott. He's kind of stepped into that CEO style of role. Obviously, McDermott called plays last season. But in any case, right, it's the same, clearly it's the same defensive system. I think Braylon Allen he needs to be the go-to. And I know it's not Garrett Wilson, I know it's not Breece Hall and Mike Williams and whatnot. I think Braylon Allen he's the key here. That's who I want to see. I want to see Isaiah Davis, right? He hasn't had hardly any action. This is also the week where Ulbrich can step in and kind of say, hey, you know what, this is my team. Corley is hardly playing. It doesn't really make a ton of sense, right? The GM loved him, the head coach loved him, the offensive coordinator loved him, Aaron Rodgers loved him, and he's a healthy scratch. And we're struggling in the passing game. If I'm Ulbrich, I'm going to dial up at least 2 plays where the ball is going directly into Corley's hands, and we're going to see what happens, right? We got to try to create a spark. I'm just being honest here. I'm going to be absolutely pissed if we roll out against the Buffalo Bills. By the way, extra day to prepare for the Bills. And it's, we make this, franchise-changing decision, firing Robert Saleh, and we look the same exact way. Confusion, penalties, turnovers, can't protect Rodgers, can't run block, all these different areas, pre-snap and post-snap penalties, clock management issues, right? Wasting timeouts, delay of games. I don't want to see that. I really do not want to see that, and no Jet fan wants to see that, right? But I got to be honest, I think this is a winnable game, but in order to win, we have to bring our A game. Like, the Buffalo Bills are not losing 2 straight games, one of which in just, an embarrassing fashion where they just got blown off the field against Baltimore, and then they kind of coughed, they gave the game away against Houston. You think they're going to go to MetLife Stadium and just lay an egg and look like, I don't think so. I think the Bills are going to be coming in and playing really, really efficient football, and they're going to have a nice plan of attack. I think the internal thought process from the Bills is, hey, they got a new head coach. They're going to try to set the tone early. We got to jump on them first, right? We got to pound them into the turf, and the Jets have got to be prepared for it. So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. And as always, go Jets.